Welcome everyone to J Tech Broadcast. I actually have a really cool unboxing today, which I want to thank one of my friends. She actually let me go about unboxing this. I had to repackage things a little bit, so technically it's been unboxed, but she hasn't really used it. So this will be just like an unboxing. What I have here is a Panasonic GH3. This is probably one of the most sought after cameras if you're looking to get into some high quality video. This is the Micro Four Thirds sensor, so it's compatible with all the Micro Four Thirds lenses out there, which is it's just a large amount of variety. You can really customize your lens choices with this camera. Overall, I'm not familiar with any of the Micro Four Thirds cameras. I do know this is the standard 16 megapixel sensor. I believe it's the same one Sony makes. I think Sony makes this for it, but not 100% positive. I'd have to actually check on that. It's a little bit different format. It's cropped a little tighter than the GH2, so I'm curious to see how it's going to perform against, let's say, a Canon 5D Mark II. She actually let me borrow it for about 2 hours, so I have about 2 hours to get some type of video out and see what I actually think of it. I'm pretty excited. One reason why I'm doing this, and I've been kind of nagging her to let me borrow it for a little bit, is that thinking of switching over to this because it's a lot cheaper than full frame DSLR, and I think it'll actually speed up the production of being able to actually produce videos easier and on a quicker fashion, so I can get them up a little bit faster for you guys. DSLR is great and still hands down the best when it comes to capturing video, especially any of the 5D Mark II or 5D Mark III. Nikon D600, D800, those by far are the best video capture devices if you ask me, but this does autofocus for you, and it actually does a very high bit rate when it comes to actually the image. Bit rate basically means that it's capturing more detail. That's how I think of that. But I'm going to get through the unboxing here first, not getting into too much detail. I am going to do a comparison of this to the 5D Mark II, nowhere near as advanced to what people out there are going to be doing with it. If you want to check out a good review on it, the Camera Store, they do actually a good review and overall preview of it. They're really knowledgeable on this type of thing, so definitely check them out. That being said, let's actually jump in and get into the unboxing. Alright everyone, so that's outside the box. What we actually have here, as you can just see, it has some labeling on it. Panasonic, it's GH3, it's DMC is the first part of it. You do have your Micro Four Thirds logo here, which basically means it's compatible with all the Micro Four Thirds lenses out there. And this is the Panasonic G series, and the big thing about the G series is that it's more of their higher end system, especially the GH line. Not a whole lot there. It goes over all the bit rates. This is one of the most exciting things on here. 72 megabits per second, which is very cool. This thing by far, I mean, I think it'll outdo any of the $5,000-$6,000 cameras out there. But I'm just going through the unboxing here. Let's go through some of the accessories. What we actually have here is, looks like a PhotoFun Studio. I have Photoshop CS6, so I won't need that. And then we just looks like we have an owner's manual right there. And then diving in, we actually have, this is like a quick starter guide. Actually, it just kind of says Dear Consumer on it. I'm not really sure what it's about there. Oh, it actually goes over the frame and bit rates and all that jazz, and that's pretty cool. Not anything, it'll probably be the same stuff that's in here. And then what we actually have here is your basic owner's manual. Not too lengthy. Definitely, well, it's actually a little bit more, definitely larger than the Canon one. The Canon one's a lot thicker, but it's not quite as big. Then we just have your registration product here. Again, this has been somewhat unboxed, but she didn't unpackage any of this, so this is like standard unboxing. And it looks like we have Spanish here for all you Spanish-speaking folks. They take care of you there. And we will do the camera last, because that's really the way that we should do it. And then let's get everything out here first. Alright, so this looks like you got a nice little shoulder strap here for your camera. If you want to put it around your neck, similar to what you get from, say, any of the other partners out there, Nikon. They have very similar designs there. And then what we have here is just the power cable. standard power cord. Anything in particular or special there. And then you have your wall mount charger, very similar to what Canon's is and Nikon's or any DSLR out there. And then this just looks like a USB cable. I'm gonna leave that packaged up. Everyone's seeing a little what is that, mini USB to standard USB. Or is that HDMI? No, it's USB. And then you have your standard battery. Honestly, this looks exactly like a Canon's battery or Nikon's. It does have a larger battery than GH2. I do want to mention that. They did put a little bit larger battery in it for you. And then for the overall view of the camera, we'll just take a look at it here. As you can see here, this is just the front of it. The GH3 is Panasonic's flagship DSLR. As you can see here from the front, it does have the standard micro four thirds mounting system. So any micro four third lens you want to throw in here, you're good to go. It's got a beefier overall structure than the GH2, better weather sealing, better dust proofing. Makes it a little bit more professional grade camera, which warrants the price point that we have for it. You have your SD card slot there on the left. You have a shutter button in the standard spot. You do have a flash on the top also. 3.5 inch headphone microphone jack, which is a really nice feature, good for video. You got 5 customized functions on the back. You have an electronic viewfinder, great for video. You also have all your controls laid out on the right, which is great for any type of professional video or photography work that you're wanting to do. And as you also can see, we also have an articulating screen. It's actually a touch screen, similar to what you get on your standard smartphones, iPhone, Android phones that are out there right now. Overall, I'm really happy with just overall layout of this. It shoots at many different bit rates for your video. Staying here at the top, we have white balance, ISO, metering. You have the hot shoe there. You have just a general overall. You got your flash, shutter button. You got 2 controls for aperture and shutter based on how you want to lay that out. Really liking how it's laid out here at the top, on and off switch, and then you have your different mode dials there depending on how you want to actually do your shooting. Single, continuous shooting. There's all kinds of different things that are crammed into this little design. It's more for video and photographers out there in the market. It's got Wi-Fi capability also. You can hook it up to your phone and actually control it with a phone or a tablet. So now that we've went over a few of the specs and the overall outside design of the Panasonic GH3, I want to get some of my first impressions of just unboxing and actually being able to actually handle the camera for a few hours. First thing I'll notice is that it is well constructed. It does feel very solid. It feels like a piece of metal. It's made out of magnesium design, a whole body, similar to what the Canon 7D is, or some of their more rugged line of cameras. Which is a huge plus. The GH2 didn't have the best build quality. It had good build quality, but it wasn't quite the best. This price is around $1249, so that kind of warrants putting a better build quality system together. Overall, it feels solid in the hands. I have probably somewhat larger fingers. They're a little bit longer than what a standard person might be, but this would still be a very, very nice camera to fit in about anybody's hand. If you're 6'5", it might have a few issues, but overall it feels really nice in the hand. I like the grip. It honestly feels very similar to shooting on a Canon or an Nikon. It doesn't feel any different. It feels smaller compared to my Canon 5D Mark II. It is much smaller. I mean, it definitely feels like a smaller camera, and that's because the sensor is almost half of what an actual full frame sensor is. It's a much smaller design than regular full frame, but it's made for video. They really up the ante with the video features here, which is something I'm really interested in, because I could possibly see myself in the future switching over to a system like this, mainly because of the video quality. It takes great pictures, nowhere near what a full frame sensor will actually be able to capture, but it'll be able to take really good pictures, and it does video better than well, not better, but it does it a little bit more conveniently. The autofocus system, from what I hear, is really great. I do like the articulating screen that actually comes out, and that way if you're doing videos, you can actually see yourself on it. That's a really cool design. I like the bit rates on it, the different variety of there. You have a lot higher options than you do on the Canon 5D Mark II, which actually in post you have to do a little bit of sharpening on to get the best out of your footage, which is easy to do. I've come really accustomed to be able to do it. I do like that it has a viewfinder. It has 60 megahertz is refresh rate, I believe, or 60 frames per second. I'm not really sure how they do that. So it's going to refresh quickly. There's not going to be any more of that stutter that we saw in some of their older electronic viewfinders. It does have a standard headphone and microphone jack, which is something I'm really excited about. Mainly because if you're into doing any type of videos, you need both of those. You can monitor your audio, and you can also go about connecting, let's say, a shotgun mic or any other type of microphone out there. One SD card slot, that's not a big deal for me. You can get a 64 gigabyte SSD, or not SSD, SD card, and get a couple of those, and you'll be good to go. They're a little bit more expensive, especially if you get into the extreme video ones, but overall, would have liked to see two there, but I understand why they didn't. Like I said, this thing is a little bit more compact compared to a 5D Mark II. If I wasn't shooting with a 5D Mark II, I'd probably be able to get you a better picture of it. But overall, I'm really happy with the camera. I like the bulk of a regular full frame camera, but this would probably be much easier to carry around, much easier to shoot on. A lot of times, especially if in the full frame sensors or some of the regular DSLRs, if you get into some of the nicer L lenses, it can tend to get really heavy, and I see this being really light. You can put some pancake lenses on here, even something like the 12-35 f2.8, the new lens that came out. It's not going to be that heavy compared to some of the regular standard DSLR lenses out there. That's just my general overall unboxing and a little bit of preview about this camera. I'm really excited to do some testing with it. That's what I'm going to do next, because I would like to still thank Sarah. She actually let me borrow this. This is not mine. This is hers, and she's on her way to get it. I stopped by and picked it up from her after work today, and I just wanted to get this video up as quick as possible. So hopefully I can get this edited and get it up. Again, this has been the unboxing of the Panasonic GH3. And right now it retails about $12.49, $12.99. Definitely, I would recommend it just by what I see so far, especially if you're looking into doing video, and then maybe photography may be your second passion. Thanks everyone again for watching, and I hope to do a comparison here soon, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys next time on J Wolf Tech Broadcast.